Are universities in North Carolina continuing to implement DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, define the policy of the UNC School Board of Governors? We'll look into it right after this. On May the 23rd, 2024, the UNC Board of Governors voted to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion policies at its 17 schools in the UNC system. However, this did not stop several North Carolina universities from covertly continuing the discriminatory policy. I have with me here a website, and you can also visit this website. It's called Accuracy in Media, and we'll be coming back to this website in just a moment. This is the information from which I'm drawing these videos. It is a wealth of information. You'll want to return to it, and we will also in just a moment. But let's go ahead and get into the first video. This is a video of the UNC Charlotte campus, and let's listen to what is actually talking about the DEI. How are they able to defy the Board of Governors initiative to eliminate the DEI practice? Let's listen.
You're looking for a outward DEI position, not how to happen.
Some of your staff is still pushing DEI in defiance of the Board of Trustees ban.
But if you are interested in doing work that is covert, there are opportunities.
Okay, so there's the first video. It's short, but I want to give you a sample. You're not going to find a position with a DEI name on it, but if you're willing to do it covertly, if you're willing to go under the radar, if you're willing to engage in it secretively, then we can do that. But you will not see the word DEI there. So they've actually changed the wording. They've actually covertly changed the wording. They've actually covertly are still implementing the process of the policies of DEI. Now, you'll want to look at that video because if I'm not mistaken, some of these people, they're no longer employed with the University of North Carolina school system. So some have been terminated. Not sure about this lady, but either way, this is exactly what's taking place. Now, let's go. The second school we're going to go to is UNC Wilmington. Now, listen to this.
Our latest investigation exposes the same violations, this time at UNC Wilmington.
I was doing some of the ally training and bias trainings, things like that.
Let me stop you there. If you're not familiar with the ally training, you need to do a little research on that and read that website. That's all I'm going to say at this point, but you will want to read it and you will see what is actually taking place behind the scenes, how they're training these individuals to go in and infiltrate the school system in this way. So here we go.
And like, where would anti-racism fit in all of this?
Like a training?
Mm-hmm. Or the work in general?
Yeah. Even that word alone is not something that necessarily is going to be the verbiage.
Okay. It'll have to be renamed?
Yes. There's a little CP.
So there you go. There's the first part of that. It's the verbiage. It's the wording. They have actually sat in meetings, no doubt, and they figured out how to reword these policies in the institution to make it to where it does not appear to have any type of DEI closeness or appearance related to that. So this is what, and so she just basically said, she said they've got to be sneaky. It's sneaky about it. So this is what is actually taking place in the UNC system and some of these schools, even after the Board of Governors voted to remove these DEI policies. Now, listen to this.
I feel like with certain things in the plan, like, we didn't have to fire anybody or lay off anybody, so we reassigned. Like, we were at a team of like 15. There's 4 of us now.
Right.
We didn't fire anybody, but let's be clear on like who's actually working with the DEI stuff now. So, even though I think the diversity center is something.
Right.
So notice she said they didn't fire anybody. They moved them to different positions. Listen, I have no problem with that to a point, but I just do not believe that the people who have been moved or transferred to different positions, different departments, I just still see them as being engaged in this type of behavior, in this type of activity. In fact, she talks like she feels pretty confident that the work of DEI is continuing on.
So things like that. The link that you sent that had them, that was all just like on the university system site, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has copies of each report that each university submitted.
Okay.
And it basically outlines like this is what the unit or position you feel like.
Right. Where does it go?
If it's been like, it says eliminated in a lot of the reports, but if you look at the other pages, it shows that they kind of just like created new-ish positions.
Right.
So there you go. They're talking about, she said it looks like they eliminated these positions, but if you go to another part of the report, it shows that they created newish positions. And so this is the type of activity that you're dealing with in some of these schools. That was UNC Charlotte and UNC Wilmington. I think there's another one on here. There's a UNC, no, Western Carolina is another one. Now I want to take you, here's the accuracy in media. So this is the website that you'll want to go to. Both of these videos were found on this webpage, Accuracy in Media. Now, the thing that I'm going to ask you to do is this. This webpage is very, very interesting, very convenient. They actually show you, if you see something like this, if you're on a campus and you see something like this, they have where you can submit a tip. See something wrong, send us a tip. You can expose this is taking place, whether it's illegal activity in your school district, anti-Semitism on your college campus, unethical behavior in a government agency, or bad actors. So they have a place where you can submit a tip. And, I'm pretty sure their privacy statement, they keep your information protected and quiet. So you can submit a tip. Also, you can go to the news tab here, and I'll scroll down here, and I think there's the one for UNCW. UNC Wilmington had promised a response. Not sure if they've received one yet. And listen, these videos were done back in 2024, back in like September or October. UNC Wilmington administrator brags about being sneaky. That's the one that we just saw, to evade the DEI ban. And then there's one down here, I think, of UNC. Here it is. Western Carolina. We're trying to embed DEI across every area, even after that. So let me go here. I want to show you one more thing to where you can do. So here you can actually look at the videos, but even on the videos right down here, you can there's a place where you can pledge your support. Your support will be to hold the media accountable. You want to pledge to do my part in holding bad actors accountable, to support freedom of speech, to uphold the values of well-informed free society. You can do the pledge there, but also you can come to the SaveNorthCarolinaSchools.com and you can read this and you can submit something to them. If you see something like this taking place in one of the 17 schools in the North Carolina school system, you can submit information to them. So let me encourage you, those of you who are in the school system, I would encourage you to submit this information to them if you see it. If you're in a school, don't be afraid to point it out. They're people, they're bad actors. And so I would encourage you to submit any of this information to them and let them know what you've seen. Maybe you have a high schooler. Maybe you have a middle schooler. Maybe you're a parent and you've seen something that's coming out, or maybe you're hearing. Do a little research on it, or call them. They could get somebody to go, undercover, so to speak, and get this information. But if this is happening, it needs to stop. And so it's only going to stop when people like us get involved and expose these types of behaviors. So we hope you'll be one of those people to expose these types of discriminatory actions.